What is going on, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and like always, my co-host, GameTime Bryan. What's up, Bryan?
Primetime Phil, what's going on, my man? What's happening? Are you excited or what? We got the combine coming up, and then we can get real deep into the draft, man. I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing well, man. The weekend's here. I'm chilling with my peeps, Brooklyn Joe, Mike Aldana, Glimmerman, of course you. We're going to talk some Cowboy football, whether it's random stuff that's been happening, because obviously it's the Cowboys. There's always stuff happening. But then we'll dive into the draft and see what each person would do in their scenarios and everything that pop up. But, let's dive into some Cowboy stuff if that's good with you.
Now, I think we'll talk Eagles the whole show, man. That's probably what we'll do, right? We'll talk about how great the Eagles are and how we suck. No, fuck that. We're going Cowboys. We're going strong Cowboys. I see Mike Aldana's in the house. What's up, man? What's up, Mike? Brooklyn Joe. The mock is cometh. Yeah, get ready, man. My channel and this channel, Primetime Phil, we're going to be doing some mocks. So we're going to mock it up in the coming days.
And you wonder
I'll
sometimes,
do some mocks tomorrow.
Is it too early? It's never too early, right? Your first one's never going to end up like your last one.
It's never too early, man.
Yeah.
I will notice this, though. I've been doing Pro Football Focus and Pro Football. There's two different ones.
Yeah, I do the Draft Network.
I have two different ones.
I do the Draft Network.
And
I do that one.
What's that?
No, I do Pro Football Focus and I do the Draft Network. I try to do a couple of different ones because they have people ranked differently.
Yeah, let me look and see real fast. But yeah, anyway, their rankings are suspect, man. Their rankings are a little suspect. So you kind of have to. It seems like if you keep hitting it and you redraft, I sat there and did maybe 8 drafts the other night, just getting used to the system, and I did a couple other ones. And it's like each time there's different picks. I know it's random, but come on, man.
There's some
of the stuff.
Yeah. Well, Mike Aldana has the right.
Anderson going first.
Mike Aldana has the right thing. I mean, one of the subjects that we want to talk about is obviously Byron Jones. That was somebody that I was talking about towards the end of the season. That was a possibility of a casualty for just the salary cap. And a guy like him would definitely, of course, I'm talking about old Byron. I'm not talking about past Byron of Miami, but the one that would, he would just bat the ball down. He would never intercept it. So we needed somebody to complement him, which was a Diggs type of guy that would go up for those interceptions. So you need somebody that can bat it away. So we talked about this guy, and then obviously now he's coming off into the news. And people have it right. He's talking about what? What is he talking about from his side?
Well, he's got his panties in a bunch a little bit because he sees the writing on the wall. I guess they told him that he's being released. And, he was kind of hinting on, or people took the way he was talking as he's going to retire. And he's come out since then and says that he plans on keep playing. I'm out on Byron Jones.
Yeah,
I'm with Glimmerman.
Glimmerman
he still has
right.
4 interceptions. Glimmerman, he literally has 4 interceptions.
Through his whole career,
he had 2. Right. I think he had a couple with Dallas.
2. I want to say 2.
He's only had 2 while in Miami.
Yeah. What's up, Jack? What's going on, man? But yeah,
I
was
How's
in the beginning.
My sound, people? Because Phil can hear me sometimes, but when I watch it back, it's really low. Is my sound good?
He likes to be the excited.
Let me know.
Excited guy, but no, there's a lot of guys on there where don't want to go with the Byron Jones.
I just want to be able to hear myself. It's nothing about being excited.
Well, maybe
when I watch it back, I feel like I'm
I can hear you really
whispering.
well, but I don't know if it's because of the earphones or.
That's what I mean. That's all I was saying.
But
right, good, thanks, man.
We're
good.
We're talking about Byron Jones again. Before even all the injuries, would you have taken him back because obviously he ends up leaving, going trying to get his money, which I don't blame him for that. But again, not the same player as we had here, demanding that type of money, of course.
Yeah, no, no, thank you. We've been there, done that. He's a good cover guy. He's going to get more than what I'd pay him. We got bigger fish out there.
Yeah,
I'd
there's a
be
lot of things.
annoyed if they brought him back.
Yeah, because when we first talked about even the subject of, and this has been a big thing out there, of course, with Zeke and Tony. I'm hearing a lot of different reports. I'm hearing a lot of different opinions. Of course, I want to hear different people's opinions to, because I may start on one way, but then when I, really start breaking it down, especially for a conversation like Tony Pollard and Zeke, where we talked about, whether you're not going to bring Zeke back or you're going to restructure, would you be okay with that? There's a lot of different opinions for each part of those subjects, but again, I stand on the category as if we signed him, I wanted to be reasonable. But I'm okay with moving on. How about you?
Who are we talking about here?
We're just talking about Zeke, that whole thing, the whole running back situation. You got the running back coach out.
Yeah. Me and Mark did a show on his channel, the Cowboys Point Counterpoint, and it was one of those deals where we picked what side, and I got the it's time to let Zeke go. If I had to pick. Honestly, if I had to pick what I wanted to do, I'd bring back Zeke on a cheaper deal, a lot cheaper deal. I don't know what he would go for it. It wouldn't be the minimum by any stretch, but
yeah.
I would try and bring him back. But here's what I want to do first. We have to identify everything. Who are we going to bring back, Phil? We need to identify that before the draft. And we have some time, but I was very disappointed last year in how that, it seemed like we went in the draft with a lot of holes. And the whole idea is you want to sign any guys that we're going to sign, we need to get locked up before the draft.
I agree.
And hopefully, you take the best player available instead of having to reach. And we're going to touch on just a handful of players tonight towards the end. But, you're getting back to your question. If you're asking me to stay or go, I wouldn't mind keeping him. I can tell you one thing. I want Tony Pollard. I'm not giving him the franchise tag, and I'm not signing him long term. I'm telling him go out and find your deal.
Oh, I like it. You know what? I was hearing that
as well.
We
don't know what he's going to be, man. Yeah. We don't.
Yeah, I would let him test that market as well.
Yes.
What's your strategy going to be? Were you able to keep him at a lower price, or did you lose him? And I mean, I heard it as well from Brian Broaddus when he was talking about that, where he was just like, I would let him kind of test it and let him see if he wants to come back. If he does,
Is that what he said?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, that definitely makes sense. You don't want to set the market with him. It's like you've already kind of got burnt with the whole running back signage, and of course, that first year you're not going to get much out of him. But of course, we're talking about a bigger weapon. But then again, there are some people in this draft that we've talked about that could definitely be a weapon. I don't know if he's going to be as special as Tony Pollard, but is Tony Pollard going to be as good as Tony Pollard? You know how that is when the contract's about to due up. They're fighting for a contract. It always looks really nice. So I'm a little curious.
I keep hearing. Well, the 10.1 is real cheap to bring him back on a 1-year deal. No, it's not. Listen, man, you sign him long term. I really don't want him back on the franchise. I don't. But I mean,
Ruben, Mark, what's up, man?
I would let him go out, man. I would let him go out and test free agency, and that's what I would do. Go ahead. He's got ligament damage in that ankle. That's a little scary, man. Yeah. I'm not saying he's not going to come back, but just go out and see, Yeah,
we got a lot of guys talking about what free agents we could get into. I think a lot of the common thing is Wagner. I think there's some people that may have gotten spooked by him because obviously you see what the defense became of the Rams. But when you look at him as an individual and his stat and what he was able to do, there were some times where he kind of was out of place, but, he was still balling like crazy. And it's definitely somebody that I would love to bring in here. Again, I think he would be amazing, again, under Dan Quinn. We already seen that combination of stuff, and you know how Dan Quinn can squeeze out that little bit of play that they have left. So I would love that combination, being able to put Tony Pollard, if you bring LVE back, and then maybe you got Clark in there. So you got some good, maybe you get a linebacker / right end. Go ahead.
And, I agree with you, man. No, I agree with you. Well, you brought up LVE. I'm all in on Wagner. he's now, come out and said
I agree, Jack.
that he really seriously wanted to come to Dallas, but of course our management got in the way, and we tried to lowball. Um, so I think that was ridiculous. But
Yeah.
are we surprised? That's what they do.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating.
I would take Wagner, but if we're bringing Wagner in, then LVE is gone. We can't have both of them.
Well, I
It's
mean, that's what, but
either
that's the thing
or
is
in
you
that
can
situation.
have both of them. That's the thing. It's like when I was talking about the big theme of this offseason, it really needs to be improving what you have, not taking one guy that's your top guy and then like LV. I'm sorry. Obviously, we've had our run-ins with him and what he's been able to bring. But when he was out, he was somebody that was missed. So we keep him, but we
Yeah.
upgrade that other guy like Luke Gifford that I was talking about. We don't bring him back because we got a Bobby Wagner. You understand? Keep
Now, he
everybody
gone.
that's top.
He gone.
Yeah, and so that's
I
what
think
I was
they
talking
play the
about.
same position, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Wagner and LVE.
Well, I mean, LVE has played a couple of different positions. So, I mean, Wagner, you can move him to a side where he's just maybe more rushing the passer, like kind of opposite of what maybe if you put again, if you went 3-4. And you got your three linemen, whether it's a big, Hankins or hopefully a draft pick, that your defensive tackle. Then you get your right end, your left end, and then you have your, maybe a Parsons and then a Wagner on the other side. I think I really like that combination. So it really depends. Obviously, I keep it to Dan Quinn and what he can do, but I would love it. I would love
Right.
it. Yes, Glimmer Man, LVE and Wagner, please, exactly. And then you have a guy like Clark there, and then you don't know what you have with Jabril Cox. He's in that limbo, we know.
Yeah, I love you. Yeah, like I was telling, I think it was you. I lose track, but we need to find out about these guys. Either we're going to go with Jabril
Understandable.
or we're not going to go with Jabril. You know what I mean? Is he going to be part of the team or if not? I mean, I'm very excited with Damone Clark. I'm all in on Wagner, especially his relationship with Dan Quinn. Maybe we can bring LVE on another cheap, but I don't think he's going to do it cheap. I think he's going to have a market out there. I think he had a real good year. But if you had to ask me, LVE or Wagner, give me Wagner.
Yeah,
He had 6 sacks last year and a lot of pressures. He did make the Pro Bowl as a backup. As good as Van Der Esch played, he still has that neck. I'll take Wagner. I don't think we can bring them both back, though, Phil. That's just my opinion. I love weed. I lost my guy.
What up, bro?
Deron Payne was
Yeah.
franchise tagged.
Yeah, again, we're not surprised there. I was kind of thinking that he was demanding like about $20 million, and that would have been an amazing pickup. I know that, but if you're the Washington Redskins, here we go, Commanders, what would you have done?
Yes.
Would you have franchised them
he
as well?
got it.
Would you have franchised them as well?
The Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have franchised them. They were hearing Dez's comments, I guess, right? They were hearing, we want you in Dallas. That was the guy I wanted. I made a video and put it out on my channel because I heard the whispers. They were making a strong play for him if he was on the market. We would have got Deron Payne. And now it's franchise tagged. He's probably not happy about it, and I don't see Deron Payne staying there long term. But sucks, Weed, because I'm with you. That's who I wanted. That's who we need.
Yeah, definitely a nice big dumpster right in the middle that doesn't get moved. That can help us on our run and allow the other guys, whether you're taking up 2 blocks, 3 blocks, that would free up a lot of space for a guy like LV, Bobby Wagner,
Right.
Parsons. Obviously, you'd probably move him more back into that middle spot to try to kind of help him, just free him up. You can move them all around. And so, obviously, getting a nice defensive tackle. So, because when you look at these guys like Osa Digizua, Bohanna, obviously Neville
I love
Gallimore is on our
Osa, by
crap.
the way. You brought up Osa. He's here long term, man. He had a great year.
And
Bohanna,
you saw him
we
in
don't
his
know
rookie,
about.
in his rookie season, Osa. You could see him hit that wall, but you love the potential that he had going up to that point where he got tired. he was able to kind of last a little bit longer. His roles wasn't as big this year, but he still made an impact. So I mean, hey, I mean, I'm all for him being that rotational guy. Just again, I want that main guy that you go in there and you see him and you know where he's going to be. He's going to be the anchor of that defense. I think Payne next year, there's a good chance. Well, what happens if he doesn't sign? Did he sign? Because if he doesn't sign it, then he's just going to sit out the year, you know.
Yeah, it's not over yet with that whole situation, but you know how it works, man. Everybody wants to come to Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come to Dallas.
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, man.
You know, I'll tell you who I do want. You know, me and Phil both have been talking about going out and making a trade for a wide receiver. And I would love to have Diggs out of Buffalo. You know that. I would love that. That would be my number one. But more reasonably, I think would be DeAndre Hopkins. What's everybody's opinion on Hopkins? If we could get him for a 2 or even maybe a 3, I think it would have to be a 2.
I would say
but
2.
Maybe we can get away with giving up like a 3 and maybe another conditional pick.
I think you're right at that point where you could go in there and swoop a guy like that because of the moves that have been made. Whether
he makes
all the stuff last year
this year and 14 next year, so that you have to keep that in mind when you're offering compensation.
Well, I mean,
we still are on the hook for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you obviously if you think about, okay, you're still on a rookie contract when it comes to CeeDee Lamb. Hopefully, you can do something this off season to go ahead and get an extension, get these guys like him and Diggs out of the way since it's your first time, and that way you're not even having to deal with it. Don't have to worry about the market value the next time around. You can kind of spread it. But if you have a CeeDee Lamb type of lower contract, you can pay a guy like that, and then obviously it switches when he goes down to 14, and then obviously he'll go up, and hopefully maybe you can even extend that contract as well, and so you can kind of bring it. But Hopkins, I think he's at that point in his career where you can get him for a lower round, but because of that
he's
rebuild,
working out with Dez in Texas, so he's actually working out with Dez.
I like that
so I think it makes sense. I think it probably makes more sense to do something like that than to give our number one pick away. But I'm still a Diggs guy. If I could do that, I would. But whatever.
Mark?
I'm not going to argue it. I would even consider giving a premium pick next year if I could, rather than this year.
Yeah, I would
for
agree.
Either one of the guys. Like if I can get Diggs, I'll give our one next year. If I can get away with it. But they probably won't want that. They'll probably want.
If I'm getting a 1 for the receiver,
why I say that, Phil?
Yeah,
well, why I say that, Phil, is because they know it's 26 now. They may think that we're going to take a step back. So say, hey, listen, I'll give you our pick in 2024, our first rounder. Hey, they might be willing to roll the dice and say, okay, fine, because it could be a top 15. You never know, right?
Yeah.
So they could roll the dice.
Well, I mean, and when you're talking about that
buddy.
trading that first for a wide receiver or a corner, I am definitely okay for it. I want somebody with his name, but I need that first rounder to also be a guy that's going to be in the league for the next 3 to 4 years, because I want him to be that, okay, well, how they Amari Cooper was technically that first round draft pick, and he was definitely worth that pick. So, I mean, if I'm going to have that corner receiver, I do want somebody that I'm going to have for 3 or 4 years, not somebody at the very tail end that you only get for 1 year.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Either way, I would like one of those two moves. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath. That's just the way it is.
Well, let me ask you a question here while we're talking about the money, though. We're just talking about the money. Are you on board with extending Dak's contract now? Because you would plan on having him as your guy for the next years, or do you just wait it out and then let him eventually?
No. Extend it. We need the money now. Mm-hmm. At some point, we have to maximize our talent now. We've wasted far too many careers trying to be cute and hit home runs in the draft and not supplementing that with actual free agents, smart free agents. and we talked about it on our last live. Philly hit a home run this past off season. That doesn't normally happen. Don't count on that happen again, where every move you make works out. That's just not the way it is for Dallas or anybody. Eagles, every move they made, they hit gold. That's not going to happen again. So, but I think we have a window. It's not a small window, but the NFL, yeah, like the NFL itself, the window is small. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it is. We need to go out, add like a couple veterans. If you're going to tell me that I'm going to get Bobby Wagner and I'm going to get another defense, let's say like a wide receiver. I'm not going to name a name. Let's just say we go out and get a wide receiver. Then I would be okay with that. But we need to identify who on our team that we're going to bring back before the draft, because I want to be able to go into the draft and take the best player. I don't want to, and we're getting ready to get into the names, but I don't want to be locked in on receiver in round one if I can avoid it, right, Phil? I mean,
yeah, you
want to have all your options.
We need to get the money, extend Dak. This is Glimmerman saying they are sticking with Dak. We can win with it all with him, and I can see him having a Bucs playoff type of game in the Super Bowl. That is true. And so that's what I feel as well, too. I know my brother, as I talk to him about football and everything, I point out, hey, Romo, there's this third-string quarterback that he has some stuff, and so I was able to see that. One thing I saw when Dak, I was like, he commands. It just, there's a different presence when he's there. And I've liked him since day one. Obviously, I'm not going to, if the franchise was to move on, I totally understand. And I want to get the next guy in there. But this is the league right now that has a lot of young guys. There's a transition that's happening. You see the older guys like Aaron Rodgers and everything, that they're just not there. Russell Wilson, obviously, you don't know if he's going to make a trajectory back up, maybe use his strengths a little bit more, or if he's just done. So there's a lot of the younger guys that are pushing for those Super Bowls, and Dak right now, I mean, he can show, if he can show that leadership. Hey, I've been in these situations before. He just needs to, again, the turnover thing. I think there's a lot of stuff to say that his
Phil.
Yeah, his footwork is not great.
Yeah, but like Dak's a guy who. You know this, Phil. He needs to be on his game mechanics-wise. And I got news for you. Every quarterback does. There's not many Patrick Mahomes out there. You have to be mechanically sound in the NFL and to hit a receiver on time. And Dak is just one of these guys. He has to be on his P's and Q's with his fundamentals. When he is, he's elite. When he gets away from that, and like Phil's saying, his feet aren't where they're supposed to be. His body, like you guys ever see, Dak, like before a game, he's doing that twist. That's all getting your core, your weight through you, releasing the ball. You know how it is. You played the game, Phil. You know how it is. It's little things. I'm very familiar with baseball. Whether it's pitching. Everything has a rhythm to it.
Loyal Cowboy.
And like a timing, and that's how it has to be, man. But Dak had 1 year with interceptions, man. I don't want to hear, all these people, running their mouth regarding Dak, man. It's just give him the benefit of the doubt, for crying out loud.
So to open up some more money, are we releasing Tyron Smith?
Yes.
Yes, I would agree as well, too. Do you sign him back up for cheaper, or do you let him just go ahead and make his decision about whether he's retiring or whatever?
Listen, we don't know what moves they're going to do. They could make moves that surprise me and you, Phil. And
any move would surprise me.
Like really surprising moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they could make a move and go, wow, I wasn't seeing that. Now, I had touched on it last live that, we could, with the restructure of Dak and Zach and getting rid of Lewis, Tyron Smith, and Zeke, that's $60 million right there in the green. That's it.
Change your picture.
You could always bring back Zeke too. You know what I mean. You could throw away the contract and you write another one. That's why I'm excited to get these moves. identify who we're
Roll it
bringing
in.
back, and
Stacy.
let's get as many of those done now before the draft.
Yeah. I'm definitely
You
for it.
know,
Extend these guys. It's like I am definitely fine with it. There are some people obviously that I don't want to touch their contract at all, like D-Law. I'm just myself. I'm
yeah,
kind of
no,
just done with D-Law. But I don't want to get rid of him, obviously, because of the dead money that would
you're
come with
done with
him.
them.
I am. I seriously am. He shows up here and there.
You're done with
Like,
them.
dude, I love D-Law, man. He's amazing. He's amazing. But again, we need to bring in people. I mean, if he's obviously taking the pay cut, he's doing what, 10 million against the cap. But right there at 10 million, I mean that could be somebody again that put towards somebody that's going to make a difference the whole game, not just once every 2 or 3 games. It's just I just don't see enough from him to. I love them
Well,
again.
I
I
got
love the
news
fact
for
they
you.
took money away, but
This will probably be D-Law's last year, Phil. Probably. I think the cap it's very friendly to get rid of him next year. Sam Williams, since we're talking about it, Sam Williams is going to blow up this year. I'm just calling it now. So I think we're going to have somebody in house. Stacy, how are you, Stacy?
in 22 games,
Mark Hutchin.
Oh, in 22, Prescott had 15 interceptions in 10 games. In 21, he had 10, and he had 10. So yeah, I mean, again, and when they were talking about the 15, obviously I know some of them aren't his fault, but at the same time, to be leading the league in interception when you haven't played the whole
Yeah, but
time,
he threw
it's-
37 touchdowns too, Mark, last year. 37 and 10 with almost 4,500 yards passing. Remember, he finished number 2, like Jalen Hurts, and a runner-up. He threw more touchdowns than Jalen Hurts, and he threw for more yardage than Jalen Hurts. So, I'm fine with that. Let's get him some help.
with me.
There you go. Let's get him some
Yeah,
help.
and that's why I'm okay with the, obviously I want the defense at certain points, but I'm okay with an offensive draft as well. I want some spending. I want some spending in free agency. Obviously, open it up. Let's get some people in here, but, that's obviously what we want every single year. It's just, again, like you're saying, are they going to surprise us and actually do some stuff? That's going to be obviously the question.
That's why, look, we're doing these mocks. Me and Phil, he's been doing some. I've been doing some. I'm going to stream some. It's hard to do a mock when you don't know what holes they're going to fill. That's why.
That's true. That's true. That's why this first
no
one,
pun intended. Phil said,
even that first one,
it's a little early, but
yeah. Well, even that first one, I mean, like I only know like the first really couple of rounds. I've been studying these people, but there's still a lot of people out there that you haven't. So you're doing these 7 rounds. You kind of have to go by maybe a little bit what you've heard, real quick stuff, and then as it comes together, obviously during the draft, it's a little bit easier.
I'm excited about a lot of positions in this draft, and I'm like along with you. I'm not that deep into. I only do like 4 or 5 round mocks. After that,
It gets
and even then, like the 5th round is kind of. I'm really not familiar with these guys, but
so I think
first round's exciting, man. It really is.
And that exactly, Mike Aldana. Free agency dictates on what we do in the draft. Whether we can go, we have to fill in this position, or can we go for the best guy on the board? That's obviously
What's up,
the big
Eric
thing. Eric
Wallace? What's up, buddy?
So, do you want to get into this draft? You ready to kind of like we'll say you'll say who you would pick. I say who I would pick in this situation, and then we'll go by what the chat goes.
So
and we'll go by that
picking
pick.
26. Yeah, well, okay, we're picking 26. Let's assume that we're going to stick and pick there.
Or we can trade back if everybody kind of
let's just assume we're not going to do an actual mock. So we're just going to pick names that. Okay, let's say that.
Well, no. Do you want to? We can do the mock now. So I'm saying, are you ready to do a mock?
That's up to you. But let's discuss some of the players first.
Okay. I mean, that's why.
Let's discuss some of the players. Yeah, you're breaking up. I can barely hear you. That's why we're talking over each other. So what were you saying? I'm sorry.
No. I just as I have the draft stuff up, so we can talk about it when we go in there. Let me go ahead and share this here. Let's see if we can switch some stuff here. All right. So we're going to...
Oh, there it is. Oh, so you actually got a mock draft up there.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not coming up on the thing. There I am.
I see it.
So now there you go. So the mock. Here we go. The mock draft, and hopefully everybody will get Mike's thing off of there right there. Can everybody see it? Okay. Do the mock. Exactly. He's over here like, no, let's just talk about it.
I would do like half speed. Do half speed.
Okay.
So just still right in the middle. It's still fast. It's still fast.
Okay, so
all right, we're
picking
26. So yeah, drop it down to like 5 tops.
Okay.
And, here we go. Let's go. Let's enter the draft, people. Let's enter.
All right.
Now we should talk about. All right, now before we get started, we should talk about. Let's do a draft either because we have a couple choices. Are we going to do what we want? Are we going to do what we think the Cowboys are going to do? You know, we could discuss it at the pick. So
what I was thinking is during the pick, you say who you would take in that situation. I'll say who I would take in that situation.
Okay, there you go.
Then the final vote will be the chat itself and who they believe should be the pick, and so the chat will be the deciding factor.
But we'll have to discuss who we think is on the team at that point. But all right, you let her rip, Chip.
I mean, it's gonna be a guessing game. Oh yeah, we went for Bobby Wagner. We don't need linebacker. Like in my head, obviously, it's just a whole different thing than what's gonna happen. But let's go ahead and go. So let's start here. Jalen Carter, Bryce Young,
Will Levis. Oof.
Oh, there goes.
Who are the Eagles going to get? Peter Skoronski. Wow, that would be impressive if they got Skoronski.
Will they go for another tackle?
They ain't taking Skoronski.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an offensive tackle. He's a beast.
Yeah, Osiris.
If I was them, I'd take Luke Van. Michael Meyer gone. Wow. Bijan, he gone.
Okay.
All right, let's review who's. Just go over to the left and let's see who went real quick.
Okay.
Just briefly look at it. Yeah, we got. Let's see here. Let's see what happened. Who did number 1 get? Oh, there you go. Jalen Carter. Yeah, you can't argue with Carter, Bryce Young, Will Anderson. Yeah, that's. I mean, number 31. I think that's a little high for him. But so you're telling me Will Levis is going to be the first quarterback taken?
No, well, Bryce Young was quarterback was the first one taken, and then CJ.
Oh yeah.
CJ Stroud would most likely be
Stroud.
I would think Stroud would be.
That makes sense.
So who do you guys think? Lots of early busts I see. Yeah, exactly.
Now Anthony Richardson out of Florida, he is a project and a half, but he's got a lot of talent.
So Green Bay took Joey Porter Jr.
I don't see the Eagles taking Skoronski, but man, he's my best. He's my best, offensive tackle in the draft.
Okay. There's the defensive end here.
And there you go. Detroit is going to take Brian Breeze. I don't use that word a lot, but his tape does not look good. I'm not high on him at all.
So, are you looking at some of these guys like maybe are you thinking maybe possibly corner?
Everybody's
everybody
is mocking us. Osiris Torrance, right?
Yeah, and
he's gone. Yeah, Michael Meyer is gone, and Bijan Robinson is gone.
Yeah. Mayer was gone. Dante Banks. I don't like him as much just because I think he's smaller. I mean, he is a baller a little bit. As I bring up his film on this, so the chat can see him a little bit. Deontay Banks. Obviously, it's just one of the needs I would think would be corner, but you don't want to take corner just to take corner. I
would take Deontay Banks and run the card in. I love him. Zay Flowers, I'm not a fan of. He's a small guy. Definitely no on Zay Flowers.
See, my pick
to me, it comes down to Deontay Banks or Nolan Smith here. But I would go Banks,
Nolan
man.
Smith.
Banks is actually. Yeah, Deontay Banks is 6'2", 205. So he's got and he's a man corner, man. He can lock you down.
What about Mazi Smith? The defensive end, defensive interior guy for Michigan. He's I'm not going to say he's huge in the sense that he's going to take up a bunch of blocks, but he'll be able to get off some blocks. So, I mean, he made some big plays. Gibbs should be, I would say Gibbs would definitely be available. I would imagine.
Jameer
so.
Gibbs, I love. Everybody knows that, but you know,
But he's,
he's there.
You're looking at maybe 51 or so,
now,
maybe at that second pick, or you trade up.
We could trade down here and get it, possibly. But if you're gonna stick and pick here, let's see who's. Let's go back to who's on. Yeah,
37, I think.
It's up to you, man. I think they would take Deontay Banks. What is the chat? I can't see the chat. What are they saying?
The chat's kind of stopped in the sense they're trying to figure out who's available. Noah Smith, yeah. So you got Gibbs, Noah Smith, or Banks, and that kind of I'm definitely with those guys.
Yeah, I think they would take either Banks, Nolan Smith, and there's another corner I like. Pull up the corners just you guys know. Okay. You can actually. There's I believe another Smith that I really like. He's gone already. So here's that. No, there he is. Cam Smith out of South Carolina. So
yeah,
we do have an option. And Eli Ricks, Ricks. If you click on Ricks, he's a big boy, and that's a Dan Quinn type of guy. So we could wait on Banks. We could go. If you want to go running back, Jameer Gibbs is a beast.
Yeah.
so it's up to you guys.
What are you guys thinking?
But
so you got Cam Porter. Porter was gone. Unfortunately, Porter was taken by Green Bay. I want to say, yeah, Green Bay took him. So he's not available. We don't need a project. We're here to win now. Exactly. So you got.
We could always trade down and see what we can get.
So the next pick that they would want, it would be 37th pick. So are we willing to drop out of that 37th to pick up maybe a 51 and 83, maybe with exchanging something? Because we could probably pick up two more. So Gibbs, right?
Yeah, I would like that. Like me personally, I would want to get into the 30s.
So
let's see what we can do. Let's have fun here.
You guys want to take Gibbs early? Is that what you guys want to do? Like you're going to get it. Obviously, you can't go by what PFF is telling you. It's like if you feel it and you want it, don't worry about what your girlfriends are telling you. That's your man.
Yeah, right.
That's your man.
Well,
you stick to your man.
Yeah, I like getting them second-round picks, but the Cowboys suck at second-round picks. So it's like I always want to trade down and get another second. But if you're telling me that we can't, then
Well, 37th. I mean, you could probably pick up Gibbs still by 37, and Molly pick up.
I think so. If not, then we can. There's other positions. So
we go 51. Or we go 83.
Just do it.
You know for a fact. Okay. Well, they give us a bunch of picks. So let me try to get that 51 here. So you got a 16% chance if you give them our fourth rounder.
We ain't getting that one. You got to just do 37 to 51 for, look at you, man. You're unloading all of our picks, man. You can't do that.
Well, that was like a late.
At 29, and I give them 176 or something. Here you go. Do that.
You want 176? It was. Oh, I think we have 129. But what do you want to do right here? Because they'll take that right out there.
Yeah,
this
do
is
that.
Likely trade. But
at
that point, we could have just picked up all the rest of their
Yeah.
See, look, it's 32% chance. Do we go ahead and click that, guys?
You got 3 attempts remaining.
I say we do. Boom. Nope, they're not going to take it.
No, don't. Just unclick it. Just give me 37 and 83 for 26. That's fine.
37, okay. Yeah, they're definitely going to take that.
Got him. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so 37. Okay, so we're going to go with Gibbs. Is that what we're trying to do?
Well, we'll see who's on there. I think Gibbs might.
Is Eagles take
Cam Smith just went.
Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith. Ooh.
But you got Gibbs still. You got Gibbs. We can go ahead and take Gibbs.
And Banks. And Banks. Damn.
You got 58 there. Do you take the gamble and let's see who's number one at this point?
I know they look at the running backs. Yeah, see, I know they like Miller a lot, and I know they really like Spears a lot.
You can pick them later.
There he is. So, I think you drop down for a reason. Just real quickly, go to the cornerbacks.
Okay.
Look, what do we have sitting there? They got Banks.
Got Banks there. I like Garrett Smith later on, so if I don't take it, I really like Garrett Smith. So showing these guys
Just
a little bit
take
of Garrett Smith.
I just think that getting Deontay Banks at this spot when we're talking about getting him. But if you want to go Gibbs, for the cheap seats, let's go Gibbs and let's see what happens.
The chat has said Gibbs, and that's
offense.
exactly who we're going to go with. We're going to go with Gibbs. And so basically, as we come up, oh yeah, that's the beautiful music, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Gibbs is going to be the running back for.
And there goes Banks.
And there goes Banks right behind it.
Forbes is gone. We're getting there. That's what happens.
Forbes goes to the Saints. So there goes our corner here. Maybe Garrett Williams will stick around.
I guess Ricks is gone.
Oh, it's getting close. Okay, here we go. Andre Carter. That's a big name. That's a big boy there. That pass rusher. I don't see. Why is he dropping? I think that's. Why is he dropping in this mock draft? Is there something happen?
Yeah, right.
Is there no D tackle or O line big talent there? Let's see what they have on the offensive line then. So we got interior offensive line. We got here John Michael Schmitz.
We don't need a
from
center.
Minnesota.
I do like John.
I would
Michael
like
Schmitz,
him. I wouldn't mind that one at all.
He's a center.
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care. But anyways, so let's look at what they have in tackle as well. Okay.
Yeah,
some later guys.
You should have went with the corner there, people, because there's a lot of backs that I like.
Garrett Williams here.
I think you got to go cornerback. So pull up, but yeah, just take. I want to see his size. Does he fit with our buddy? Let's see. First look, 6 foot 189. He's a senior.
I mean, he's a playmaker.
You like him?
I like him. I like him as a corner. I think he's a playmaker.
Williams too.
Yes.
Like Cowboys always have to have 2 or 3 Smiths and Williamses. So
well, right now he's listed. He's listed as a corner, which I think he's one of those guys that you could get him as corner, but he's great in the zone. So as you're seeing some of his moves there, bringing him up right now so they can see what he's been doing. See the deep balls, and he's able to get into position. So you maybe have a safety there if he's not playing your corner position. Let's see. Carter. Yep, that was who they did. Who you guys thinking here? You guys want to go corner or are you thinking wide receiver? You got Nathaniel Dell.
Yeah. Pull up the receivers. Because I don't go by their rankings.
Yeah. No.
Let's see what we got.
I got Parker, but
Rasheed Rice is an interesting prospect, and Jaden Reed I like. You slide down a little bit. I want to see something. Tyler Scott, I like.
Trey Parker, I like. Marvin Means.
Like I said, we'll know. Guy. This is what I was telling you guys about. Let's try and shore up like before the draft, and we got time. Yeah, shore up whatever we're doing. That way we can go in the draft and just take best available.
So you guys are with me. I think corner right now we pick Garrett Williams.
Yeah, I would go with the cornerback. Yeah, because we need a. Oh wait, Ricks is still there. They're gonna take Ricks all day.
You think Ricks?
They're gonna take Ricks. Yes, absolutely. That's he's 6'2", 190. He's a junior.
Long stride makes him one of the tougher corners in college to beat. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad as well.
That's who I had. That's got Dan Quinn written all over him. But you guys do what you want. I just,
You guys can really pick him up and put him down. He can match a receiver every.
We don't play a lot of zone. We play more a lot of.
Well, it says that he can move with any receiver. So he's an outside corner. He plays enough off zone to cover. He needs to improve his mentality. Okay, so what do you guys thinking? Rice, okay. Is that what you guys? Rice and receiver. So what are you thinking, guys? Yeah, Williams. Is Williams hurt? Oh man, I thought he may have been coming off of an injury. That is true. We
need to just do what we're gonna do. We can deal with it.
The trade mess. It says the trade mess.
Sorry.
So we can get obviously a nice defensive end project guy and Andre Carter from Army. You got receivers here, short little receivers, but
No,
playmakers
I don't like
still.
either one of those.
Carl Brooks
I
is
like I like the linebacker out of Arkansas. So why don't we just go with the corner? I don't care. I would
okay. So I'm gonna
say
go Garrett Williams here.
my guy, but it
So we won't trade next time, guys. We'll just
yeah. Well, this
no,
is
there
just
goes
the
John
first
Michael
one.
Smith.
We're just seeing how it works here.
Yeah. So there's some running backs
Because
off the board, some defense. So Clark Phillips, that's a guy that I really liked as well. Hendon Hooker, there he went around 70. Noah Sewell, ooh, that would have been nice.
Rasheed Rice is gone. Tyler Scott's gone. There goes your run on your. There
Man,
we
our
go.
Andre Carter's still there. That'd be an amazing picture.
Sam Laporta. Ooh, I like him. I
Yeah,
like Sam
great tight
Laporta
end.
as a Eli Ricks is still there. Man, that's great value. Um,
And then you got some project guys that overshowed. You got Morrow, was a good Parker Washington. So we might be able to pick them up at the 90th pick. So who are you guys?
how about a tight end here?
I don't mind the tight end.
That
at all.
Laporta
Sam
out of
Laporta. He's a big guy.
What's
He kind
that?
of reminds me a little bit of Blake Jarwin a little bit. Just how big big dude and kind of just runs like a big guy, So trade pick 2, 5, 6, and 7 for Jets for Quinn Williams. Man, I would do that.
Nah, we're gonna stick and pick here.
I would. Well, now we are
gonna
right.
stick
We
and
got to
pick
do it the
it.
next time. So I'm gonna
Well,
go
I
tight.
think
I like the
that's
tight end pick.
unrealistic, man.
I
That's
like
not
the
gonna
tight end
happen.
pick. So,
I would say Ricks again or Laporta.
what do you guys think?
But just slide
Laporta?
down. Let me see.
Okay.
Like,
Or Ricks, if you guys had to choose.
just want to see what we're looking at.
I like Overshone. He's a project guy. He's got he doesn't excel at anything really, but he's really good at everything. So that's the best way I can explain him. He's just so raw. He's really close to missing those tackles. We need offensive linemen. So they need offensive linemen, which makes sense. What do you have?
I would go where. Yeah. Voorhees you can get later. So we got plenty. There's really, the guard outside of Torrance, the guards, it's a very down. And that's what we really need is a guard. Guards are, I'm looking at Voorhees a little later, or maybe, like a
Connor
Kirkland or something later,
Yeah.
but now is not the time for that at 83. I think you're looking at tight end or cornerback here. We need corners, people. We need corners,
I'm okay
especially
with the
if we're
Eli
getting rid
Ricks.
of.
Yeah, I'm okay with Eli Ricks. If you're getting rid of Lewis and you're getting rid of Anthony Brown.
Yeah, Lewis is gone, and Anthony Brown's probably not going to be back. We
So
need
let's go ahead and do
corners
that.
in the
We're gonna
worst
go ahead and
way.
Eli
So
Ricks. That's where we're
that's
going.
good, man.
So
That's
maybe
good
hopefully
value
maybe
there.
the tight end will stay. Will the tight end still be there? Boom! He is still there. So the question is, do you want to go with
Wow.
Laporta, or do you want to go with like a guy like Carl Banks here?
Carl Brooks,
Brooks,
6'4",
that's right.
300.
Brooks has the
He's an
kind of
edge?
movement- Yeah,
Kind
they
of-
have him listed here as an edge. He's in a three. He's in the three technique there. That wouldn't be a bad one, but obviously you're trying to go defense there. So, what do you have offensive wise? I mean, you still got your linebacker. You got a nice defensive guy. You got a wide receiver that can make some plays here.
I think he's a smaller dude, isn't it? Parker
Yeah,
Washington.
Parker
I like
Washington.
Jaden Reed better than him, but I think Jaden's on the smaller side too. That's what's tough, people, because we don't know who. We really don't know who that we you traded for or re-signed. So I think you go with the the tight end because I think Dalton Schultz is going to be gone. So
And that would be a
I think
really
you go-
good tight end.
Now, I think that would be a good play, man.
So what are
You
you
never have
guys
too many
thinking?
good
You guys
tight
thinking
ends. Look at
tight
the-
end or maybe a guy like Parker Washington? Are you somebody out in the left field? What do you guys think here? So they're talking about we have Bland. Well, yeah, I mean definitely you want to keep Bland in that rotation, but you need some guys to also because you saw what happened this year. They weren't planning on Anthony Brown being out. They were not planning on Jordan Lewis to follow him right after.
You need a lot of corners
You
in
need
this
some
league.
corners, yeah.
You need a lot of corners.
And you're still going to, even
Well,
if you
I
draft
think-
those guys,
We
So
got two real lock solid corners, and we got an unbelievable back. Now we can come back. I would
I
go
like the
either
tight end.
defensive line or I go tight end here. That's what I would do.
He stays with
I
Fergie
think
and
we can get the
Hendershot.
guard
Well,
next round.
I think yeah, you definitely Sergey Hendershot, and then you get your tight end either now for your third or because Sam Porter could definitely become a starter. Or, be battling at least for that second position. If not, Ferguson obviously being the first, and then Sam Porter.
You
Would
gotta go
definitely
with
be
a
the second.
defensive edge, man. Let's go with your guy. Let's go with
Carl.
like a no the yeah. I don't care. What's his name? Who was the guy at the
Oh,
top of your list there?
oh, there was a
Yeah,
couple of guys
like
that
we
I
don't know
liked
what
with
we're
the more
doing with.
project. If it was me
Yeah,
picking
I don't
in
care,
this
man. You
spot,
make the call.
I would be picking Parker Washington because,
Okay.
but
I mean,
I like the
what's
tight
his
end. I like
size?
your tight end. No, he's a small dude. He's a small dude, but
Yeah, that's the
he's one
thing.
of
We're
those
not
guys.
taking him.
But he's one of those guys that obviously makes a lot of
Yeah.
plays too.
5'10",
5'10".
215, it's not happening. He ain't playing for Cowboys. You watch. They'll
Yeah, he'll
draft him,
take
right?
he'll take. Yeah, exactly. He's like, ah, ha, ha. So I'd say we go ahead and go. We're gonna go with tight end. I was waiting for everybody to kind of give me their thing. Just do it. Just pick somebody.
Yeah, we got to do it. Just do it because you ain't gonna make the room happy. This is just a first time deal, people, and then we'll go from there. Jeez, we have a lot of picks left.
Yeah, it was that trade that threw us off. Oh, look
Well,
at that.
look,
Carl
look
Brooks
who's
is
still on the
there.
board.
And you got Parker Washington.
And your boy,
Man. Ooh, man, that would be really.
I wouldn't go Washington. I would look
I like
and
Carl
see
Brooks
if
or Morrow.
Jaden is still there. I don't think he's still there. It's just
Ooh, Ivan Pace Jr. I like him. He is a really
watching a
good
little
linebacker.
XFL while Phil's making his decisions.
Hey man, look at the QBs. Okay, let's look at the QBs here. We're going with what the chat. We're trying to. So 8 is not bad. That's not a bad one. He's got an arm. It looks like he struggles a little bit to throw the ball. Like his release is just really cranked into his shoulder. So it's just really kind of awkward a little bit when he throws. But I mean he does throw a pretty ball. But again, it looks like somebody's got to work with him on his release. I think. Oh, let's see. Let me clear this out, and then we'll just look at quarterbacks here. There we go.
Jerry's guy's at the bottom of the list there, Max
Oh,
Duggan,
God.
and you can get him in the 7th, man. That's his boy. He's redheaded.
No, I mean that would be a back one. That one, Aiden O'Connell. That'd be a good project one, but again, it's in any of these guys. I think
Not
you're doing
now.
it like McCarthy, where hey, we're picking a project guy to hopefully that we can trade off later. Which again, I'm all for. Yeah, they would never trade out of the first round. Yeah, they've done it before, right? But again, if you know what you're going to pick later on, I
Hold
think
on a sec.
last year you could do that and be feeling good about what you're going to pick in those middle rounds. So I mean, I totally get you. With me, I would either pick Washington or Morrow. What would you guys? Trey Palmer, I really like as well too. Let's look at the wide receivers. Yeah, Trey Palmer right there. That's a really good pick. He's definitely a playmaker. So I mean, that definitely would add. What do you guys think? If you guys give me your votes and we'll go with that guy. So the more that you guys match up on stuff, yeah, he's gonna. I think Dugan. Yeah, he's gonna be an undrafted free agent for sure. Even with that, you think he'll come just because Jerry mentioned him? All right. So I like Pace as well. I think that would be where my pick would be. Really good linebacker. Add to this linebacking core. If you're actually able to bring in a guy like Bobby Wagner, and you aren't bringing LVE, that would be a nice replacement. A guy with some attitude that. Something that we've been needing on this defense. We've been slowly changing the thing. You got Sam Smith, those kind of guys that bring that that swagger. You got a guy as well like Curse that loves to bring that as well. JJ Redheads loves redheads. Yeah. So again, I haven't made the pick yet. So who would you pick if you have to pick position wise? You're gonna go with defensive interior because we haven't gotten one, have we?
Yeah, I would go with the big boy in the middle.
So that's what I'm gonna go with there. And I feel
There you
good
go.
about that
I like
too.
it.
I feel good about that one too. So again, when we go through this, and we're gonna have a couple of picks here back to
Next
back to back.
mock, we don't have to do it now, but this is where I do we pick certain guys, and what ends up happening is the more you do, the more you get. Okay, this is what's going to be like available in round 2 and round 3, like a grouping of guys, and based on your need. That's why we need to shore up our needs and be able to just take the better
Shit
players.
talk, love it.
So what do we got here?
But hey, there's your quarterback. I think you got a nice one right there.
Oh, wait, is that another Fajoko? Yeah, let's get him. No, I'm joking. Let's get another one
Oh man, see,
that
this
we're
is
not
where
going
we're
to
going.
use.
So you got
How about guards? Is Voorhees there? Let's see. Looks like he's gone, right? He must have just went.
what we got in the tackle wise.
They're going to take a guard, so we got to, or, like a tackle that could play guard.
There's always somebody that's. Oh man, I don't like any of those guys.
I think we need a lineman. That's what I think we need. An offensive lineman. We didn't take one, right?
No, I think the next
Or a
one. Will. I think
receiver.
I would take this quarterback. I would take the quarterback. So you're not bringing back. You're not going to bring back Cooper Rush, right? And
Nah, he
obviously,
gone.
Obviously, are we getting
Yeah,
a
Will
backup?
Greer. So we need to get a young guy to groom.
Oh,
So
there we go.
I think it's going to be Max Duggan at the end, but
Undrafted free agent. I think that's where they hit it. I Love Weed says that.
yeah, that's what I would do. But that's all right.
These are
No big
these
deal.
Are the
It's all
names
for
that
fun.
I'm very unfamiliar with.
Yeah, I'm lost now, man.
So let's go ahead and just.
I'm
go
in the
ahead and pick
woods
some.
here.
We're gonna get. Which could,
Phil's in charge. We're off the.
yeah, sorry guys. He's like, who
We're-
you gonna pick?
We're out in the middle now.
I'm picking my cousin. Like we're gonna.
I don't even know who the hell we
We're
took.
gonna
So
Yeah, you walked away, had a drink, came back.
I had to go
We're gonna take a
relieve
chance.
myself.
Ah, I see. Okay, so let's see what they say.
But all right.
Mike
not
says the
healthy to
possibilities
hold
are
it in.
endless, but we need to figure out what we're doing in free agents. That's the truth. See, Gibbs, I told you they're not gonna like
See.
that pick. But who cares? We got a guy that we really, really like.
Look at that. Look at that. Eli Ricks, I told you. Sam Laporta, I told you. Your pick.
Quarterback,
Jomo,
all these
Aiden
little things
O'Connell.
that- okay,
Luke
so
Haggard
we'll
sucked,
redo
but,
it this time. We'll go to the 4th round because I'm like, ugh. And then
Let's just stick and
we're
pick. No
stick and
trades.
pick. Exactly what I was thinking.
Let's just stick and pick. No trades, and let's just
So,
not
Jalen
go running
Carter?
back. Unless if Bijan's there, you got to take him.
No, Bijan just went to Seattle.
Okay.
Mayer went to.
Ooh, I like Cansey, man. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh,
Andre-
that would be. I would
Nolan
definitely
Smith,
pick Cansey.
oof.
I would definitely pick Cansey.
I like Cansey, though. Just click on Cansey. He ain't going to be there, though.
No, I would definitely pick him. If he was sitting there, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
His hands are great.
Take him.
Quick, yes. So everybody, sorry.
Swoop him up.
Dr. Phil, yeah.
So we got our detail.
We got our defensive
there
interior
we go.
guy. Yes, I like it. So now we're gonna go offensive tackle or offensive interior, and then
Well,
maybe
we'll
a
see.
corner.
Now, wow. I would wait on running back. I would wait. 6'8" people. Look at that.
Twan Jones.
I don't know if he's gonna fit in our
jerseys. They're gonna have to
West
build.
Coast.
They're
but
gonna have to build the jersey around
let's
him.
look
like they
at
did.
let's see here.
Yeah, I think we go offensive line here.
We need a corner, don't we?
Yeah, but let's wait till the corner, maybe 3rd or whatever. But what do you? Unless
Okay,
you
let's
guys
see what
want
we
to go
got
with.
then.
But you got.
Would have to be him, the Ohio State guy.
do like that.
Or him.
What do you guys think? Juwan Jones? I like that. The big dude. He obviously picked it up later on in the year. This whole thing, you're locked out. You can't, you got to pay. He's
Pay your
play
fee.
right tackle.
Pay him.
So I mean, do you?
Jones is built to play right tackle.
He would have been a top
So we
10
got Terrence Steele that we're going to probably extend long term. So I probably wouldn't go that here, but he's a good player.
So we're gonna go there.
Okay, it's his show. Where we're going.
Yeah, that's a nice pick. So maybe. All right, guys. Let's see. Now, as we're talking corners, let's talk your corners. You're talking maybe even some safeties. Bennett is not terrible.
I like Jalen Jones, and I like DJ Turner, but a little early for him.
Hodges Tomlinson. I haven't watched him yet.
He's a smaller guy. To go look at receiver. I like Jaden Reed. Tyler Scott. But I don't know. Go ahead, man.
Let's see. What else are we thinking? Oh, let's go look at the safeties. I want to see the safeties. Okay. Nobody jumping off the page, right? Obviously.
Nah.
We go to where
we're not gonna.
I think the tight
we
end
ain't drafting
could
a
be the
safety
next one.
this early.
We get our nice linebacker here.
Do me a favor, I just want to know for myself. Look at the linebackers. Just isolate the linebackers.
So
yeah,
Ivan
my guy
Pace
is long
Jr.
gone.
I like Ivan Pace Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice one. Can hit, really good instincts, but you got Overshown again. Like I said, looks like he could have some promise to be something amazing. And you already have a really good amount of linebackers that having somebody down there that you could take the place of a guy like Luke and bring up. I like him as that possibility, or even Ivan as well. So that's always a good one. Or you get your wide receiver, your tight end.
I don't know, make the pick, man.
No, man, you pick one now. You got to pick. Yeah, you pick it.
Me?
Yes, you pick it.
So what did we take so far? We took a D tackle and we took an offensive tackle.
Exactly.
So we need a cornerback. I would probably go corner here. I would probably go cornerback.
Okay, and that's if you haven't picked up a corner. So obviously, again, there's so many things that we've been talking about before, and Michael Dana even pointed out that free agents is going to dictate a lot of this as well too.
No, yeah, I don't see any corners I would take here.
Okay, so tell me, who's the best player available? Let's say we filled out those roles, and now we're just trying to get people to put on to fill out this roster, and best player available. So yes, Mike, I think it's true. Wide receiver or cornerback would be great here. What do you think?
Tomlinson, I guess. I mean, what's his size? I'm not real familiar with him. I think he's a smaller guy, right?
5'9".
Wow. They're not taking him. They're not taking him.
Looks like he likes to tackle, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Is he like a Muggsy Bogue and he can actually jump? Nathaniel Dell would not be terrible.
What's this guy, Nathaniel Dell?
Yeah, I put him up. He was like he has his moments where he's a punt returner type. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Gonna look at him, and he is about 5'10".
5'10", 165. Not happening.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. They're not taking a guy like that. We already got him. His name is Turpentine.
Yeah, exactly.
Just take. We didn't take a running back, right?
No, I don't think we did we? No.
Take the linebacker out of Texas, Overshown. Let's just take him. I like him.
There's Sean Tucker there. That's not bad. He would definitely
we got time for him.
He would definitely replace.
I like Sean Tucker a lot. Yeah. So take the linebacker.
Okay.
Overshown.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I like him. because we're gonna need linebacker. So you can never have enough linebackers. So I
Yeah.
don't think we're re-signing
I
our
agree.
boy Leighton.
All right. Tank Bigsby.
There you go. Hmm.
6'2", 213.
Big
Bigsby's
boy.
dead leg in the open field is a killer. He's a tired and true move of the NFL level that Bigsby develops better
Is
than running back. He's
the
a
TCU back available? Or he's gone, right? How about Spears? Is he still there?
Let's see.
Just isolate the running backs. You got McBride, Bigsby. You got Miller. That's the guy right there. They love Miller. Just look at him. He's awesome. 6'2", 220, junior.
Miller likes to run the world class.
Yeah,
He makes it look
he'll
crazy when he
he'll run the. He's good in the zone blocking, and he's real good catching the ball too. So I like Miller.
All right, let's go Miller.
Yeah, let's get our back, man.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah, I'm getting familiar with the players.
Yeah, I like Jack Tucker. I really like Tucker. Oh, look at this, man. That was not bad, guys.
So come on, man, come on.
Not bad.
Dude, we're done on this note. Come on,
Drop it.
Look at that.
Drop it.
I mean, I'll give Phil credit that a Jones pick was him. So, and Cansey, we both agreed
We both
on.
agreed on that one.
Yeah, you got to go with talent sometimes. Overshown is a very talented guy. He just
doesn't have. He's not elite to a certain
Phil
thing.
said.
Yeah. I just think he'll be.
Look at that.
If he
Come
has
on,
the
man.
plus. I like that. I like that. Miller as well too. That's
Mic drop. That's it.
It's a Syracuse.
Go
bang.
get some dinner, Phil.
So let me drop out of here.
I like it.
Drop out. Here we go. Yes, and so there, I like that, man. That last one made me feel really good.
I know we
about
probably
the
lost
pick.
some people, with that whole mock stuff. I love doing them just to get used to the names.
I think the names is
But
what
that's
you're
why I
trying to
was
get.
saying, Phil. I think we need to lock in on who. We're not going to sign everybody that we know we're going to sign, but let's get most of those holes filled so we can have fun, man. Like Jack saying to Sean Tucker,
I
like
I
him.
did not agree on Jones and stuff. Yeah, man, we had to take what we had, man. That guy was like a huge dude. And definitely has played, at least he's played in some games that mattered.
I don't know
and
that
so he's
we
had
would
to go
take
against some
him
talent.
weed, so I agree with you there, but that's why we do mocks. It's fun.
And it really
Jack,
does. It gets me
stay
used to
tuned.
it.
I'm going to do a bunch of them, probably late night. I'll be weary, but,
I'll
turn
jump
on the computer, do some mocks, and maybe half dozen people come in, and we'll have fun.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. So this is the year for mock drafts, talking about these guys, these prospects, talking about possibilities, seeing a guy like Bobby Wagner, seeing a guy like Byron Jones. Yeah. What's he going to do? Is he going to whine about it? Is he going to go? Would we even pick him up? Is it even a possibility if the thing was right? So I think there's a lot of things in play, but of course, what Bryan was saying on one of his videos, anytime anybody's released, anybody's on the market, it's always the Dallas Cowboys that are connected to him, and it's just to bring up their value. And if you're gonna have anybody on there, it's gonna be them. So I definitely am with Mark where I said I would focus on linemen in the first round. I would be okay too if Osiris was to drop there. I'd be so happy with that pick. So I
don't think I think he's going to be there in the second round. I just think his stock is going to drop. I think what's going to happen
he could be like a Tyler
there,
Smith.
Phil, I think when a combine comes out, you're going to see him. He ain't the type of guy that looks good in shorts and a t-shirt. He's kind of a plodding guy, so I think he's going to be an early second round pick. I think Torrance drops, but that's just me. I could be wrong.
No, on Jones.
Jeff Kavanaugh does Luke.
Luka mock.
Does like a mock.
Does like a mock a day until.
Yeah.
Jack.
Jack,
I've seen a couple of his.
I'm gonna start doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot too as well, Jack. He said it all depends on if we go free agency on legit wide receiver, and are we doing a legit corner while we're at it? Are we doing a legit interior lineman so we can again draft for the best position? Best player available instead of just a certain position. Oh, we need to, last thing you want to do is be drafting for a kicker.
Like if they, if they re-sign McGovern, then you could take, especially long term. Which I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying we'll know more.
Well, you don't
I
have
want
to
to,
go and get
like by
a
the
card.
draft, we need to make these decisions. We need
Oh
to,
yeah.
I don't really think we should bring back McGovern. That's why if you saw the way the draft, and we just did a couple, there's going to be plenty of running backs available. If it's me, I let Pollard go. Maybe bring Zeke back later to complement like a young guy. I'm sorry, but that's how I want to roll. I want to go young, but I want to get an established player to help. Prescott, but we shall see, man. Just like what I want or what Phil wants or what you guys want means nothing to the Jones family. They're gonna
No.
do what they're gonna do.
Thank you, Ruben. Appreciate that,
That's
man.
the bottom line.
Yeah, but we'll get frustrated as Cowboy fans. We'll point, but it's the same dance, and you're just hoping because, again, I hate to say this, but with Jerry getting to that point where he's not trying to rebuild, he's trying to reload, and that's what we want to see as fans. But again, we need to take some steps that are, You need to take some gambles on some guys, If we need what would happen if we had a Bobby Wagner to complement the linebackers that we did have, the defense that was doing an amazing job. And the thing that you had about Bobby was that, of course, he was available. I think the availability with some of these guys, of course, and Anthony Brown, he wasn't. He wasn't the greatest, but once he went out, we definitely suffered a little bit. But we found a guy in Deron Bland. So, again, negatives happen, but a positive comes out of it, and that's what you like to see. They're building a really good team, and you just want to see the building of the pieces, and that's what this is, the draft. There's some guys, and I'm right with you when you got some people that say they don't want to give away draft picks. Limmerman, I think, says that because we have so much value in those and what Will McClay has been able to do.
Well, that's kind of why, as much as I would want Diggs, if we were to trade our first pick, I would consider moving down somewhere just to get more picks. I love picks too. The more bullets you have, the better opportunity it is to, hit the target and get some good players. So it sucks trading away, but this is a low. I only have about 15 or 16 actual first round grades for the players. So we're actually going to be drafting a second round graded player at 26. So just remember that.
I think that's what Tyler Smith was too. I mean, Tyler Smith was a second
why
round
not
grade.
trade it and go get if we can get a Diggs, a Stephon Diggs. That's all.
Yeah, it really
or
does.
Like the second round pick.
But no.
If we trade our second for Hopkins, then maybe we trade out of the first to get that a second back, or maybe add a 2 and a 3. That's what you have to think about doing.
Oh, you're talking about getting value out of stuff? Ooh, man, that's asking a lot.
Yeah,
spending a lot of money and getting value.
If we knew that we were going to not have a number 2 pick, then maybe we trade our first, drop down a little bit, grab a 2 and a 3, 2 and a 4. Depending on where we drop down. But that all depends on what we do in free agents or trades.
I agree, Jack.
Stay
It's exactly
tuned for
why
that,
Zeke and Tyron really need to be let go, so we redo, truly move on.
Yes.
So it's true.
Yep. I agree with that.
All right.
Against Tyron, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, how many games has he played in the past couple of years? I mean, it hasn't been a whole lot. Past 50
Not
games,
many.
I think it's been 18 games the past 3 years. So it's not. Yeah, it's
Sometimes
not.
you just got to turn the page, man. And if he decides to keep playing and he goes somewhere else and has a great finish of his career, then God bless him.
But that would be because of the motivation.
Where we're mad at you. We got to do what we got to do. That's why I want to get rid of Jordan Lewis. I want to get rid of Anthony Brown. I want to be a Bland. I want to draft a couple young guys. We got McQuamu. I'm excited. I'm just, there's one name that I'm very curious to see if we bring back. I know we're going to go, but are we bringing back Donovan Wilson? I think Donovan Wilson's going to be, he's going to be offered a big deal. I don't think we're going to be able to match it. I think we're going to lose Donovan Wilson, and that would suck.
Yeah, but as well, too, it's just what we're going to get in compensation for that, because obviously is he going to be a starter? I think that's the biggest question. I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the fence. I love Wilson. I love that trio that we have. I think we have a
In
really
the
special
box,
things
man.
in Bell as well, sitting back there that hasn't been tapped yet.
Marquise is a. That's why I said maybe release Hooker to save
Yeah, I'd be
almost
okay with
4
that,
million
and then
by
bring
or
Wilson
3
back.
million by getting Hooker, and then you got. But that's a big gamble. I would rather do that and keep Wilson myself.
No, I agree.
But,
I like that as
we'll,
well.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
All right. Well,
We'll see.
we got our first, at least our first draft out of the way, our mock draft, and it'll change obviously by the time the combine, and once we start getting some free agency, and once you see the franchise tag starts happening, and I agree with you. I like you.
Yeah, when's the combine start? It's next week, but what day? Do you know?
No, I'm unfortunately not, because I have been more trying to just study these guys, so I definitely need to look that up as well too. I know you're gonna have some pro days,
Yeah,
but
well,
I know
maybe I'll stream, or you'll stream. I need to start streaming people, so Phil's gonna hop on with me when he can, and then I know Mark said he's gonna allow me to stream in with him.
I agree.
So I need to get used to this, how to do all this crap. But maybe we'll stream some of the combine.
Okay,
Watch,
so 1 week till the
Eisen
combine,
run
Jack
the 40.
says. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, some football. I need something. I mean, yeah, we're watching him eat dinner. Oh, man, he eats his salad really good. It's like
Underwear Olympics.
Underwear Olympics. Exactly. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? All right, well, we're going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate you guys swinging through here. I appreciate you guys sharing and liking the video. But obviously, I love the fact that you guys come in here and give us your take on these things, because obviously there is things that you guys see that I don't see. I know Brian and we catch on some of what you guys are talking about, and it's true, man. There are some stuff that you guys see that maybe the takes or hell, even the scores that we've predicted. I mean, you guys have been on the money on some of them, especially within this chat. So, anything you want to say to the guys before we get out of here, Brian?
Nah, I think we're good, man. Don't forget to check out GameTime Bryan on Twitter and on YouTube. I'm starting to do more stuff there, and me and Phil are going to cover the draft. We're going to be all over it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll
see what we can get some other guys in here
on Twitter, because I might, say I'm going to hop on and do some mock drafts or discuss stuff, and I need people to come watch me and be a part of the show. So you know how that works, people. But yeah man, I'm excited. So let's go. Let's do this.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate the likes, but I appreciate if you don't forget to what? Ring that bell.
Always ring that bell.
Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
What you do? You're like a little screw loose type of guy, and that's how I am. So I'm digging it, big guy. I am.
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
GameTime Bryan, otherwise known as the mailman here,
Cool name. Superpowers?
broadcasting from the illustrious Jobu Studio.
Come on, are you gonna tell me who that is?
Primetime Phil, and of course my co-host, GameTime Brian.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this place is going to explode. $100,000. I don't even need to hear it.